to have you here. Good day. It's nice to have you back here on Agriculture Research Council of Nigeria Television. My name is Joshua Isha. Welcome on board. The program is Back to Farm, of course. You know how it is. It's a program that tells you all you need to know so you can pick your hoe, or better still, get a tractor and, of course, till the land because believe me, agriculture is the present oil, not even the next oil. It's the present oil boom because the population is increasing by the day. People need food on their table, so it's more reason why everyone needs to get back to the farm so that we can be able to sufficiently feed our nation, which has roughly over 210 million right now as we speak. So you know, very soon, if you don't go back to farm, there will not be food on your table to eat, not because there is no money to get, but there are no food to buy. So let's go back to farm. There's more reason why this program is brought to you so you can know what to do and what not to do. And today we happen to have a great guest, a very big fish in the house, talking about Chief Daniel Okafor, the Vice President of All Farmers Association of Nigeria. Chief, it's good to have you again.
Thank you, Isaiah.
Yeah. Well, today on the program, we'll be looking at the topic titled The Need and Benefits of Research in Nigerian Agricultural Sector. Research is very important and paramount in any civilized country, and Nigeria is not an exception. So today we're going to be looking at the benefits and importance, what research will do to Nigerian agricultural sector, because it's in research that we tend to understand that recently there are maize that are grown that are flood resistant. So it only takes research for people to be able to do that as a result of flood that have been ravaging Nigeria's farming, the agricultural sector, thereby causing a lot of food insecurity at the end of it all. So only research can be able to bring these new varieties of crops so they can be able to stand the taste of whatsoever hazard that might come. It might be the deforestation, whatever it is. So it's more reason why we have to bring the Vice President of All Farmers Association of Nigeria, who is going to be talking about the benefits and importance of research in Nigerian agricultural sector. Sir, what can you say about research in general, talking about Nigerian agricultural sector? Is it overemphasized or underemphasized, or better still, nothing is even done? Because I believe more needs to be done. What can you say about research generally?
So research, in fact, I'm impressed when a certain library or whatever or this television was launched. I was one of the people that attended to the launching. And it seems that a lot is being done. Research is the basic in anything you are doing in this life. You must do research so that it will be done very well. Like now, this research council, they have done a lot of work. I think last few days or a few months, there's a lot of varieties of sweet potato, Irish potato, and the other crops, wheats, that have been released. So I am happy to be part of whatever they are doing in this research of this time, because the Seed Council that we work together in partnership with our organizations, and as All Farmers Association of Nigeria, we are ready to do all the trials that is needed to make sure that the promotion of all these research crops, the crops that they brought newly, is being at least demonstrated to our farmers all over the country. So research is very important, and it needs a lot of money, funding. We must talk about research and development, and without money you cannot do it. Because a researcher can do a work for 10 years or 15 years before he comes out with only one varieties of products. And the people will say, why is he spending this kind of money? Why he's spending the money is because he's doing a lot of things to get into the root cause of whether the diseases or whatever. So it's not easy. So what we are trying to say is that if there is a way government should look into giving more grants to researchers and encouraging them to do more. And anybody that has a very good research that comes out, you give him an award. And that's the kind of award I want the federal government to be giving out. So what we're trying to say now is that research and development must be something to look into. All the fund coming from overseas for other these things, some of them can be given to the researchers. And more research to be done. I was in a Medugri about a few months ago, on in case of wheat. Why shouldn't we get the wheat that we needed? We are importing wheat from America and Russia and other places. Why? Why shouldn't we? Whereas we can grow wheat in almost 17 states. So why shouldn't we do more research and get out of it, this problem? So what am I trying to say now is research is important, and we must look into it and encourage it and promote it. Farmers must be involved, because if you do the research without the farmer trial, you have not done anything. So not research and keep in the shape. No. Research and come out with it so that farmers will look into it also by trial, and if it works,
Fine.
they come on.
Okay, now a lot of people really have this dilemma about research in Nigeria, knowing that there are a lot of research that have been done in 1980s and their likes, but they have not been put into practice. So people assume, what's the point of making a research? Meanwhile, the ones that have been done previously have not yet been implemented. What do you think about that? What can be done to solve that?
Let me tell you, when we start something today and start promoting something today, let's continue. Let's forget about the past. And any research you do for 20 years or 30 years, don't bring it out again. Or you must do more research to it because it has passed. The present one is what we are talking about. Any research done without the people involved, like the farmers, you are doing research on them without letting them know for the trials and other things, and you say you are keeping it. Who are you keeping it for? If you die without that, what is the benefit? So what am I trying to say is that research must be done in a proper way, that on the process of the trial, the farmers that you are doing that research will say, yes, kudos for you. You understand my point? So without that, you do the research and claiming that you do research and keep to this step, it's for you. Any research supposed to become through you people, through the seed council, to us. So any research done without even putting it into practice for 20 years should be forgotten.
Okay.
A new one should be done, and trial must be done, and the farmers must be carried along so that it will flow. So what am I trying to say? I will continue saying whatever research that you are doing without farmers being involved is not a research.
Okay. Very soon now, not long from now, hopefully we are going to have the new Minister of Agriculture in office. If your association now happens to have a roundtable discussion with him, where will you tell the minister to capitalize his strength on? Is it the aqua world or crops, or rather animals? Where should Nigerian actually capitalize his strength on, so we can be able to, one, secure employment for youth, two, to be able to be sustainable to a reasonable extent? Because I believe almost 90 to 80% of some crops in Nigeria are still imported as we speak. What will you tell the minister if you haven't the opportunity to discuss this with him?
And I believe we have already written a lot of things on whoever is coming, and we have sent it across to the president. One, any person that is going to be appointed must be farmers friendly, must be a farmers friendly minister.
Okay.
Don't need to impose anybody to us. We said no. We gave him there that what we want is not only farmers friendly is whom we want. That is one. Second one is the person who cares for this country. And you understand the point? Second one is the person who are not so much corrupt in terms of if they bring any kobo for research, they divert it to crops, or they divert it to this, or divert it to that. You understand my point? Second one, third one is simple. Somebody who we know that each MDAs are important and they should give them the opportunity to excel. Like in the terms of research, promote them, give them what they want to do their work. And don't look into their work except when they come with a this thing. Like if you want to send anything to them, you look for somebody that you know that you go and do a work to no. Don't look into what they are doing. Rather, monitor them. So another thing is simple. More money is needed in agricultural sector, and we should look into a lot of things and make sure that anybody that is coming should know that farmers must be carried along in terms of policies, in terms of decision making, and so on. So we must come back to what we are talking about, funding more in research.
Okay.
Because without research and development, we cannot do well.
Okay. Now, sometimes, let me dive into the issue of having a minister because it's very important. Sometimes there are some sectors, most especially the agricultural sector, that you see the minister is somebody who is not in the farming field. So that is like round pegs in square holes. But this is not applicable to probably some profession, like you cannot say a doctor to fly a flight, or rather a pilot to rather become a doctor. What do you think should we look out for? What criteria should the minister, the incoming minister, have? Is it about the delivery or rather experience in terms of work? In your own opinion, sir?
Like in my own opinion?
Yes, in your own opinion.
My career, I'm a cooperative, I read cooperatives. I want to tell you, I can be a minister. Why do I say that? Cooperative is related to agricultural development.
True.
But not only that, my passion in agriculture is above everything. So any minister should, first of all, whether he read anything, must have passion and must have an idea that food is the major need of all Nigerians. That it must be put into consideration, and he must try to do the right thing by carrying all the sectors, all the stakeholders in one district. Very important. So what am I trying to say now? All the MDS must be carried along. So the minister may not read anything, but he must have passion and he must have Nigeria because food is important, and the food security and the nutritional security is needed. But in all, I want the minister to look into insecurity in Nigeria.
Okay.
Insecurity have done a lot of more harms than anything that we're talking about. Or it's more than the disease that have caused a lot of problems. A lot of people have died. Our farmers have died all over the country. And it is not, in fact, I want to cry. Because last year, about 2 months ago, and I lost 9 million naira of my money in mango, where I planted Irish potato. I lost everything, and I lost about 6 of my farmers. Who is controlling my farm in mango? Whom will I go and cry for? I told one of my friend, FDA, this thing. He doesn't even want to talk to us. But it's not the answer. The answer is that simple. Any minister or whoever that is coming that does not look on the insecurity of this country, has nothing to. In fact, let me tell you, I wrote one memo last year. We are in NCA in Jos, Plateau State. What did I say? I said they should allow us to have our own vanguard, our own vigilantes. The farmers should have their own vigilantes. We are being killed every day, every night, every morning, and nobody is talking. I said no. But what happened with that my memo up to now? I've been asking the council that he should tell me what happened in our memo. I said, let's have our own vigilante. And this is the reason why I said it.
Okay. Now, let's just digress a bit before we go on that break. Mr. Sheyi is giving me some signal to go on the break now. Farmers herders clashes have been in existence for close to since Nigerian existed. Farmers herders clashes always has been there. What do you think is making it become a serious menace today, and how can we be able to curb it? You just brought the issue of vigilante. Do you think that can be sustainable? Do you think that can, how can we sustain farmers now having vigilantes around their farms, and how can we sustain it? Meanwhile, don't forget that Nigerian police, in fact, sometimes they complain of their pay, which is not much. How can we be able to walk around this?
Let me tell you, I told you that we are not having a loan. My farmers are not having a loan in this country. And I have advised them, don't go to the bank to waste their time. Go and do your own work. Forget about it. One day, alarm will blow. And they are not going to the bank. I advise them not to go because all the banks that they have gone, nobody have given them anything. And they're not ready. They will tell them to bring this, bring that, bring mama that died for 20 years, 14 years. So it's not possible. So what am I trying to tell you? Vigilante can help, but what I just want to tell you, you know, the farmers we are talking about, like the crop farmers and the livestock farmers, they are all farmers. So. They are all farmers.
They are all farmers, true.
How many times have they called the crop farmers and called the this thing to discuss about how they will have it? We have been living together. Let me tell you, I have a farm here in Kuje, even in my hometown. Do you know what I do? Every year, if you go there now, you see the plant is in one side now. That's where I will farm next year. Where they have left last year is where I farm this year. You understand my point? We have been together even now, but this kind of people that came from nowhere to destroy and kill, we never see that kind of people before. And the government have not even telling us, come together, discuss about this. And we tell them, for me, I will tell them, we have not seen this type of thing. Come to my farm and see.
Now we need to research the sort of herders who are around Nigerian farms that are destroying farmlands. Chief just spoke about losing up to 9 million naira. This sort of cases, they are rampant in Nigeria as a result of farmer herders clashes. Stay tuned, it's still back to Found on Agricultural Research Council of Nigerian Television. When we come back, of course, we will be talking more on the topic of discussion. Stay tuned. welcome back. It's still your program Back to Farm. We've been discussing with none other but Chief Daniel Okafor, the Vice President of All Farmers Association of Nigeria. Of course, the topic of discussion have been the need and benefit of research in Nigeria agricultural sector, so we can be able to find a way out of food security and job creation in Nigeria. Well, before we went on that break, we were talking about farmer herders clashes, where he talked about having some new set of herders in Nigeria who are the one actually causing mayhem in the Nigeria agricultural system. Chief, let's now still talk about this new strange people who are really around. How do you think we can be able to make a proper research so that we will know, because we're talking about research, let's not know where are these people coming from. Like you said, we'll be existing as Nigerians with the Fulanis, Hausas, Igbos and their likes, and we'll be living peacefully. In fact, sometimes they've had come from far away northern Nigeria and goes to the east, the Igbo land, so he can graze his land during dry season and then comes back. That has been going on smoothly, but except recently where we're having issues. Where did you think we got all this wrong that we found ourselves where we are today?
Let me tell you, our border is porous. That's one of the basic problems that I see. That's one of the distance. And there's no data. You see, the data is very important. And that is why I said the research can do a lot of work, because in data collection, there must be a research to be done and know the way the NPS can do what we call a data collection through the farmers organization. All farmers are ready to do that with other MDS and other things. But the answer now is, who is going to bear for it? Who is going to pay for it? Sometimes they will do data without the farmers being inclusive. So who are you doing that data for? So if the data is being done by NBS and the farmers are not involved, I call it a corruption, complete corruption. So we cannot accept something that we did not know because if you want to barb my hair, you must put my hair first before you do that. Yes. I must allow you to do that. Sure. So I want to say, if there's a way a research can be done on this issue, to have a data, and the kind of data must be researched on, so that we can come with this thing. So, because for me, it pains me. So why are we not, because we are talking about food security first, food security. Why are you talking about? The food security we are talking about is, one, you don't go to your farm, you say you don't have food. Where should you have food? So surplus of food should be when farmers are going to the farm. And before you know it, the food will be everywhere. So I am asking the government that is coming that they should look into the farmers' herders crisis as the major problem where there's no food in the country.
The dynamism in Nigeria, because some crop grow in the north and don't grow in the south. Some don't grow in the south and grow in the north. Some don't grow in the north and grow in the west and their likes. As a farmer, I learned you have some farming, just some in your state where you come from. How do you think this can actually foster agriculture for people to capitalize, a region to capitalize on their strength, and then this order, so we can be able to mingle all together? How can we manipulate that and make that work?
I want to tell you one story that I noticed. Do you know the Irish potato they say is in Jos? Grow better in Taraba. Grow better in Cross River. Do you know that?
Wow.
I say better. Like this.
It's bigger.
Yes, bigger. So why do they it's our personal research. Not only government, we in organizations that we try it. We try it. Even Awuchi here in Edo State, they have a Irish potato there. Grows very well there. So what am I trying to say? In Maiduguri, I have a friend, a professor in the University of Maiduguri. He did a research on Irish potato that can grow in Maiduguri very well. So what I was talking, that is why I said research and development can only help in many things. So I want us to reverse back. If that time you are talking about Nigeria is very peaceful, Nigeria has this in region do this, region do that, it is not like that now. Things have changed. So as it changed, the incoming government, this government now that is in, should look into insecurity as the basic thing that will help us to move ahead.
Okay, according to the words of Chief Daniel Okafor, insecurity is what the government should look into. On that note, we come to the end of the program. Back here on Agriculture Research Council of Nigerian Television. And of course, we've been talking with none other but Chief Daniel Okafor, the Vice President of All Farmers Association of Nigeria. And of course, we'll be talking about the need and benefits of research in Nigerian agricultural sector, where he dissected a lot of topical issues. On that note, Chief, once again, thank you so much for coming through. Thank you for coming through in a very short notice like this. We really do appreciate. We hope to see you more or better visit your office so we can discuss some topical issues.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye for now.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Well, on behalf of the crew members who made it possible, Buba in the MCR, and of course Shinyo Rusi as well behind the camera. My name is Joshua Shan saying bye for now.